Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's Let Loose with Lou with my co host, Steve.
What's up, guys? Good to be here.
Yes. And we have our co host, Melon.
Hey everyone, good to be
Hi.
back.
How you doing, Melon?
I'm good.
Alrighty. And we have two special guests today. We have Charlotte and Charlotte. How are you girls?
Good.
How
Are
you
they
doing?
twins? Oh, it's Charlotte.
Twins. Twinsies.
Now, you guys are a mother-daughter combo tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're stoked to have you on.
Okay, Charlotte, you're gonna have to let loose, girl.
I know. I'm
You get-
shy.
yeah.
She's warming up, Lou. She's warming up.
Yeah.
Warming up. She's getting at the hang of it.
You gotta just kind of, shake a little, let it loose.
Okay.
Melon, show her how we do it.
It'll come. You
Okay.
can finish your drink.
So we have a very special episode.
I would say so, Lou. I would say so.
Yes, we do. Do you want to give us a little bit of it of the explanation of today's?
Okay, so
Alright.
great. So today we have Charlotte and Charlotte, mother and daughter team, as we said. Let me reference little Charlotte so people know who I'm speaking.
Which one the mom is and which one the daughter is.
Yes, exactly. So little Charlotte has, how old are you now?
I'm 17.
She's 17. So she has gone through school where people have bullied her a lot. And so today we're going to just hear a little bit of her story of what happened and how the bullying at one point she was the bullied, then she became the bully.
Ooh, okay.
So, in sort of way. Okay, Charlotte, I don't need you to be shy right now. Just go ahead. Charlotte.
Oh, she's warming up. I like that.
So tonight's like a really special episode, just saying it in different ways. We're talking about bullying. We're talking about, what that's like, and we're lucky to have two guests that are open to share about their experience of the good and the bad and the ugly. So like really in a special way, like it's like a real treat that you guys are open to talking and sharing about something that's like kind of gnarly and hard.
Yeah.
So
And it's nice because we have the perspective of the mother and perspective of the daughter and the auntie.
which is very cool.
Yes.
And then I will give you my experience as well. So like by trade, I'm a therapist, so I see sometimes clients who've had that be part of their real experience of being, hurt and teased and bullied for any number of reasons, and helping people kind of work it through. So I have some experience with that, and I also have some personal experience. Right, I've also been bullied at different points. So I have a special place in my heart for people who've had that experience. So I think tonight would just be great to just hear your experience of however you want to share, whatever you want to share, to whatever depth that you feel comfortable, and we'll listen and we'll ask some questions. We'll have some fun.
What do you think, Charlotte?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, can you be a little louder?
So if it's okay, would it be all right if I lead the way with some first
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ready,
Okay,
girls?
thanks. So when did it start? Like when was the first kind of experiences of bullying?
It was like when I had stepped outside for the first time. Like we had moved and I wanted to make friends. So
You might have to speak a
How,
little.
Yeah,
how,
you have
how
to-
old were you?
I was like about I think like 11, 12 when we
Mhm.
moved into the place, and I encountered my first bully.
So you moved states, cities, or
No, just moved places.
places?
Like just like houses.
Okay,
Yeah.
different city.
Neighbor.
Oh,
Neighborhood.
neighbors.
Yeah.
So a
Neighborhood.
neighbor actually bullied you.
Yes.
Got it.
Neighbors.
Neighbors. Oh.
Like kids around there.
Oh.
So,
Okay, so age 11, you moved into this new place,
yeah.
and it started. Mama wants to jump in. Pop
Okay,
in
go
there.
ahead. Go ahead, Mama.
because,
One thing that she didn't mention as well is when she was in, I think it was kindergarten, I discovered that she had ADHD. So it was in school too, because I remember a lot of it, but she was so in tune to having a lot of fun. And I recognized it because it was a lot going on. I don't think she really wants to speak on some of the stuff, but it also started when she was going outside at home too. But it started like when she was in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the kids used to tease her.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to mention why or no?
They used to just teach me over my like hyperness and stuff, and how I was like really hyper.
No. Do you want to talk
But
about it?
no.
No. Okay.
So just so that I'm kind of getting the hang of you guys. So you're a person who's got a lot of energy. That's one of the things I remember
Yeah.
ADHD is they have a lot of energy, and you got teased for that as a kid.
And it's, and it's okay to talk about it. You know why? Because there's a lot of viewers. There's parents that go through this. There's children that go through this. My grandson, he was actually on on the podcast last week, correct? And he spoke about being on ADHD and his medication. And until now, he's, pretty happy that he explained it, because sometimes it's really hard for us to understand you as a child.
So let me back up for a minute, and I don't disagree, but I also can see that like this is a tough subject, isn't it? Isn't it a hard one?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Like,
And
So let me I want to just kind of wind it back a little bit, Charlotte, and just ask you, right? And just give you're in charge. Okay? So you're in charge of how much you want to say and not say.
Right.
And I get that this is difficult, and I don't want it to feel like you're under the microscope or anyone's attacking you. I want us to kind of look like a team
yeah.
that are just having a conversation about it. Does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you would, right, I want to kind of pass the ball to you for you to just sort of share what those first experiences were like when you were 11.
I just ran home and I just cried. I just wish like people would treat me right. That's it. I'll just talk to myself. Like I'll start talking to myself basically,
Mm-hmm.
because I had like no friends at the time really like that. Like no real friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had people that would play with me and stuff, but then they would turn around and just talk behind my back, or they would talk in front of me and talk badly and hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like when I ask them and I confront them about it, I would confront, but they would just lie and they would just say, "Oh, it was because of this," or they'll be like, "It's your fault because you did that." So
So can you like elaborate a little bit of like a situation that
Like, what were
happened?
they saying?
Yeah,
What were they doing?
okay, so there was a situation where I went outside. I stayed pretty late, and then they I had left to get them something, and I came back. My little brother came in my house and said, "Charlotte, I heard them over talking, and they said that you're very annoying because you're too hyper and all that."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I started crying. He said, "Don't hang out with them because they're not your real friends, because friends don't do that." I said, "All right." And I took a break from outside like 1 year, I think, or like 2 years. So I
When
just
you say outside, do you mean like literally, like you just stayed inside the house and didn't come out?
yeah,
Okay, so it really,
kind
really, it
of
really
like
was
I only
that.
just went out with my fam, like
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I had what the doctor suggests is that she get a therapist. So she did have like a therapist for like 3 years that was helping her. But her main thing was she just wanted friends. That was her main thing. And a lot of times she would just take a lot of stuff because she wanted the friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they were bullying her, if they were doing things that was wrong, she would just take it.
Mm-hmm.
then you see that she's tall. And I had the same experience as growing up being bullied because of my height. So I was one of the taller girls in my class. And right, they would tease you because you were, a taller girl, right?
Yeah.
And so that, and then there'll be particular ones, like they'll act like they were your friends, and then they talk and snicker behind her back and talk about how tall she is, and that because I had that situation growing up as well, because I was so tall in smaller grades. And not only was I tall, I was fat.
That's what I wanted to say.
So I was that too.
She's all- that's what I wanted.
I was a fat kid. I wore pretty plus sizes. Yeah, I was. And that's why I always weight is a big thing for me. And they would tease me, and they'll hit me and run, and fat girl, they call me the little fat girl. And I went through that through most of my elementary school, and I didn't have friends. And I kind of identify with her because she went through the same thing.
So that must be hurtful for you.
Oh
to
yeah,
see her.
definitely.
Yes.
It
'Cause
it
it
all it
resurfaces.
scars.
Yes.
It scars,
Yes.
And so and kids are cruel.
Yeah, and and it's true. Like sometimes you wonder, like as children, what kind of upbringing do they have at home to know how to scar another human being the way that they do? Like, I don't understand, like, how some kids are so advanced. They're so advanced on words that they use. Like, they'll know how to pierce, like, they know how to get through you. And it's like, like, I don't understand that. Like, why are you so mean? Like, are you being bullied at home? Are you being mistreated at home? Like, what is it? Because for a kid to go through that and then make another child feel that.
Yeah. So what were the? I know you said that you're kind of a natural kind of hyper person, a lot of energy, and you got bullied for that. Like, were they? What were the comments, or were there ever like physical fights, or was it just like these things people were saying to you or about you? Like, can you talk a little bit more about?
Sometimes they'll like just like call me stupid. And I used to be like a little overweight too.
Mhm,
So that was also too. They'll call me big and stuff. They'll compare me to like another big girl. Like
mhm,
that was outside.
mhm,
Like yeah. It would just be about my weight mainly and just about like how I used to act. Like, it'd be
mhm,
like I'll do too much.
mhm.
So
And so your mom was saying that a lot of this was just that your own kind of natural desire for friends.
and also they will just stab my back. They will like I'll like they'll just throw me under the bus, like say like you get in trouble and they'll just blame it on me basically. And it'll just be like, oh Charlie, you did that, and then I'll just cry over. And then they'll be like, oh, I'm your friend though. They'll just keep wanting me to come back outside, so I'll just keep them chances and be nice.
Hmm.
But
You seem like that, Charlotte. You seem like you're a very like kind-hearted
Passive.
person.
Yeah.
yeah, but the world can't change that.
Has it done that to you? Has it
A
changed?
little bit, but I'm still me. But it's just like the world. You just start to see the world more, and you just start to know more about it when you grow.
What have you discovered about that?
That no one, you can't trust nobody. You can't.
Mm.
You really can't. Not even your best friend, because it's a lot of things that you'll start to notice because you're like growing more. So it's like
Hmm.
you know what it is and what it ain't. Like if your friend is real to you or not, because you know what you've been through already. So that's why I think right now just trust nobody because I don't want to mess up any relationship
Mm.
Well, it sounds
just
like
because how I act or
right.
if
Yeah.
I'm doing too much or
Mm.
overthinking because I do that nowadays.
So I want to say something that you're saying. I think that's very important and very intelligent, right? For like people that are watching and just for us here,
Mhm.
is that like I don't know if it was you or your mom said it, but just that like you have a natural desire for friends, right? And like that's just so normal, right? Like
It is.
we all want to have friends and we want to be accepted and we want to have a good time and we want to like do activities together, whether it's sports or music or just hanging out, you know. And when it doesn't happen, it sucks. It sucks. And when people are mean, it's even worse. And so I respect that. Like, there's this what I'm learning about you. I'm getting to know you. Is that there's a part of you that's very kind, and there's this other part of you that's like, oh, I don't know, man. The world's kind of shitty,
Yeah.
and I don't know how much I trust these people.
I know it makes
It
me
sounds like you're like
sad
part of
to
you would
hear
like
that.
to, like part of me I would like to,
Because
and part of
when
me
I
is like,
ask for people, sorry for cutting you off,
no,
but
you
when
go
I
ahead.
ask for people's like advice on like what they done, like I tell them, they say, okay, what have they done wrong to you? I tell them that they say, oh, you need to cut them off because that is not the right person for you because you deserve better. They tell me that, and I say, you're right, I do, because I look in the mirror and I say, I do deserve better because I am a good person.
Mhm.
Well, at least I try to be.
Yeah, she looked very sweet. She looks so sweet that it's just like it's
And
painful.
and she's so talented.
Yes.
Like I think a
Yeah.
lot of during her school years, a lot of the kids were jealous
Mhm.
of her talent because she can sing. The
Mm.
girl can do hair.
Yeah.
She's never been to school to do hair. She can
And
do
do makeup.
makeup. She's
Wow.
just
And her makeup
amazing. She
looks
did
good.
my hair before. Like she's, I mean, like she's an
Thank you.
actress. She
Sorry.
can act, you know.
Yes.
And she you play volleyball, right?
Yes.
And
For
she's
two,
very
two,
was
3 years.
good, very
And she
good in
was on
sports.
dance.
So you know,
Oh, yeah, I
along
did
with
majorette too.
years of what?
I was a majorette.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I did dance.
Oh, okay, I know that. And so a lot of kids, you know, I know with me growing up, and I was very act. She's like my double when I was a kid. Seriously, like she even looked like me in one of my pictures when I was a child, and the children were jealous, so they would try to make me feel bad so that I wouldn't pursue whatever I was trying to pursue. And that's when I became that bully person. When I said I became the bully, because then I realized, oh, I'm bigger than all these kids in here. I'm taller. Oh yeah, I'm about to show them what's up, you know. And I would get picked on at the time when I was in school. I hate to bring this on about me. I'm sorry.
No, but I think it's important that we
Perfect.
kind of like
Perfect.
share experience.
Yeah,
Everybody's
We're all family, so it's
Yeah.
okay. I like to hear about it.
Yeah, I don't think she doesn't even know. But so what it was in back in my day, you had the king and the queen of the school, and they were the top bullies, right? Because pretty much they could fight, or people were afraid of them. They thought they could fight, and so I beat up the king of the school and the queen of the school. So now everybody looked up to me like, you know, oh yeah, she's a bad girl, yeah, right. And so then it became where now I was starting to change, and I became that person that was teasing me. I didn't really tease him, but I made fun because I thought it was funny because I was trying to be a comedian. But then I realized, or you know, that I'm older, that I didn't realize it back then, that I became that person that I didn't like. So, you know, I turned around and did to people what they did to others, what they did to
And I
me.
don't think it's that you don't realize it because it's a part of the moment, right? Where it's like when you're in an abusive relationship and you think that it's okay to be treated like that. So you fall into another relationship and they treat you that way and you think that's just the way it's supposed to be. So I don't think you mentally meant or emotionally meant to be that way. It's just that that's sometimes how you know, you would say apples fall.
how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, cookie crumbles is better.
Yeah.
There we go.
What I have seen as maybe I'll kind of weave in a little bit of some like
It's
professional experience or
yes.
just personal experience is I think there's something real about like the social hierarchy, and it happens with children, right? Kids are starting to figure out like who the who's the more dominant, which one's the faster runner and the funny one and the the good looking one, and they're finding their place in the hierarchy.
Your little niche.
And part of how that happens, unfortunately, is this picking. They will pick at each other and compete with each other and fight with each other, and sometimes it looks like bullying, and so that's where like teachers and baseball coaches and whoever the Boy Scout leader, mom and dad have to be like monitoring and watching that like process, because that can go really really bad. And I think that is part of what happens is that children, teens are finding their place in the hierarchy, and it can look very mean. And then you've already alluded to it, is like then there are these kids that you don't know what's going on with them, and they're being bullied by an uncle or a parent, or something really bad is happening to them in their life, like they're getting beat up or abused, and so they start behaving that way with kids because they're so upset, and that needs to be discovered. A lot of bullies are being hurt themselves, and there's all these different things, like some bullies think that they're really, at the end of the day, they're not that great or they're not that smart, and so they pull themselves up over someone else to make themselves feel better, and people do that, right? And then there's like in the hierarchy these easy targets where people are like, that one's easy, it's not like a good opponent, it's easy for me to beat, so I'll just kind of pick that one. They'll do that. There's a lot of different reasons. And then there's also like the person who just reacts, right? Some bullies just like to poke because they like the reaction. And so they pick that one for that reason. And then whatever the reasons I can't even think of that I don't even know about. But there's a lot of reasons for why, And then like I guess the $1,000,000 question is like, well, what do you do? Like how do you respond to that? What works? And I'm curious to ask you, like, have you found things that have worked or have
To
not
stop the
worked?
bully?
Yeah, or to stop it or make it change.
I lost weight, like, started, like, kinda, like, just going to gym, like, or just getting to sports, basically. Not going to gym, but getting to sports mainly. I when signed up for volleyball, lost a lot of weight on volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was about, like, 230 after volleyball, but that was, like, the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did volleyball again. It's like I lost way too. Like it was mainly the sports that helped me. Like and I was like already pretty without any makeup, but I just chose to wear makeup because I just feel like I like it. It makes me feel good, so I'm gonna wear it because I don't care. I didn't care what people thought about my makeup because I knew I did it good. So I
It
knew
is
I was
nice.
not gonna get like. And if they did, I learned they're just hating, not bullying. They're
Yeah.
hating.
Yeah.
So, um,
I like your answer. So one is you were overweight and you
yeah.
started to lose weight, and just
Yeah.
because you lost weight, some of those comments
I mean,
became
I don't
less
really
and
call it
less.
overweight. I just call it being chubby, like just being you, like just being like just eating too much, basically.
Right.
I like that, but
Yeah.
I know how people are, so I change for the better.
It's baby weight.
So that changed. That made those comments became less. Did you find as when you were on the team that friendship kind of happened? Like when you were
No, all the
No.
girls were fake.
so being on a team didn't that
Being on a team made it worse,
It made
but
it
I
worse.
try to stay. My mom knows I quit it. I wanted to quit.
hmm
We had to have a whole meeting because they tried to make me stay, and they stopped trying after. So they said I had to go.
so the coaches finally decided
They said it was my fault. They said I was being mean to the girls because I wasn't replying to their messages or anything. But it's a deeper meaning than that. It's from the very start where it began. Like they was blaming me for everything. Like it was really bad. It was two girls. It was this one girl that blamed me. She pulled me aside. She made the coach pull me aside in the class without even my mom knowing. And she was having a meeting with me and the girl and her girlfriend. She was gay. But yeah, it was just her and the girlfriend, and they just told me not to tell nobody. But I obviously told my mom.
Good for you.
But nothing happened because
Yeah.
I just told my mom about it. But
Can I ask your mom a question about this?
Yes.
Where did from your opinion where did this start to kind of go wrong with the volleyball team?
oh, it was
So,
major.
it was major.
It was a dance team.
Where did from your opinion
Volleyball
just
team
kind of watching where did it kind of start to go sideways?
They was it was kind of like she was saying they were just kind of picking on her, and she would come home like I don't want to be on the team anymore, but I was kept on encouraging her saying don't let anyone stop you from being on the team if you want to really be on the team. And she was saying that they just didn't include her, like she was saying in the messages they would like do stuff purposely to keep her
Maliciously.
of stuff. And then
like
it made her look like she didn't want to be involved. So the coaches were like, oh, we keep on getting complaints about you're not responding. And she's like, Mom, I didn't even know about this. They're not letting me, it's like they're pushing me away on purpose. They want me to drop out.
Do you have a sense of why that was? Like why?
Just
why?
because.
Just
because I
So you don't really- you really don't
I don't
know.
really know.
A
I
girl on the
can't
team, she blamed me. She said
Is this a high school
I
team,
came
by
up.
the way?
It's high
Yeah,
school.
I
It's
came
high
up
school.
to her and I
It's
didn't want to be her
Centennial.
friend.
She's 12th grade. She graduated. So, but I actually, because I encouraged her, I said, no, Charlotte, let's go. Let's talk to the coach. Let's talk to everybody in there. And I thought it was a better thing because they were like, oh, it's not like that. And all the girls are saying that, she doesn't communicate. It was all like, they wasn't bullying. It wasn't
was
like
petty.
that. It was very petty. I thought it was going to be a better outcome because I came in and I spoke, it didn't.
It's like I feel like what they feel. Like I know their body language. I know it. Like I know how people are. Like I've been bullied before. I know how people when they don't like me, when they do, and it's just I felt the energy. I was talking to my mom about it.
She just felt like she didn't belong, and that's not how. When you're
It's
on
not
a
how
team, it's
supposed
supposed to
to
be
be.
everybody.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to be part
That's
of
what I
the
was
team.
hoping. I was hoping you were gonna say, yeah, being on a volleyball team was
No, the
was
volleyball
cool.
team was good.
The volleyball team was good.
It was the majorettes.
The dancing class.
dancing.
Right.
Yeah, I thought we was
I
talking
keep
about the
going back to
The
conflict.
volleyball. No, the
Yeah,
volleyball was
volleyball.
good. That
Yeah,
really.
it's no point
yeah.
of talking about it if it was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it is.
Okay, I
think it is
apologize.
good. It is good.
Okay, no, you're right. Okay.
I think both are good. I think we want to look at like where
so cute.
it got all jerked around,
Right.
and then also because I asked you like, were there things that made it better? And you said I lost weight, and I was playing a sport, and then you said something that you said I started wearing makeup, and I liked wearing makeup, and I felt confident wearing makeup.
I do.
And I think that those are important things for like to
I
say
love
out loud.
makeup.
Yeah, I see that.
I mean, I don't know what I was doing.
Well, like when you're bullied, it usually is to tear your self-esteem down. This girl, her self-esteem is way up there.
Yeah,
You can't tear her self-esteem down. And I think what a lot of those bullies were getting angry about is that they couldn't bring her self-esteem down. And they're no matter what they said or talk about her, she whatever.
Yeah.
And you would think she was the
Good.
finest. I mean, she is fine.
Yeah, she's
the finest
she's
thing on the
beautiful.
planet. And that was kind of like the get back at them because they couldn't control her with that. But then, did you get in a fight with
Yeah.
someone? Because
So what happened?
tell us about that.
I don't.
That's okay.
It's all right. You can let it loose with Lou, honey.
That's right. Girl,
I was gonna,
let
I was
it
gonna-
loose.
I like that.
Like, I had got set up. I had got set up.
Ooh, who
Bas-
set you up?
Basically, the first beginning, it was like off of text messages. She just wanted to know if she accused me basically. She just said, "Oh, you're talking about my friend, and you said she's fat." I'm like, "Bro, I'm fat myself. Why would I talk about that?" And I was telling her like I'm not talking about her and stuff. And then I was walking to the restroom at school, and they like I was in the restroom and they like they blocked the door. Like I was with my best friend and I was on my stuff too, so I was extra mad. So all I heard was boom, boom, boom on the bathroom stall because I was using the restroom, and she was like, come out, I want to fight." I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Come out before I bust it open and stuff." So I said, hold on, I'm changing my stuff. And then and it's like I was cracking my knuckles and stuff because I didn't know what to do. I was scared.
Is that your first time fighting?
She said she was gonna come under the stall. Like, that's worse. It's even worse. So,
But have you fought prior to that?
well, actually, I remember actually I stepped out. I stepped out the stall. Actually, it's because it was like 2 years. It was like when I was in 10th.
Yes.
My bad.
Yes.
Retract.
It's okay. Retract.
But I stepped out and she was right there. Actually, she was right there, and she was like, "Come on, let's fight." And I stepped down. I said, "I don't want to fight and stuff." And I was trying to leave, and then that's when the friends was there. And then the friends was like, you was being like," she was like, "You was being messy." She said I was being messy. Then she said I was being messy. At first, I thought it was just me calling her fat and stuff. And I was like, I wasn't doing that and stuff. And then she was like, "Are you ready? I'm fighting you. I don't care." And she started boom, boom, boom. And then
Ooh,
and then I won. I won because I'm not gonna let that happen.
Good for
Well,
you. You don't let nobody touch you.
I already know how to like a little bit. Like I know how to defend myself. So,
Okay.
but I fell a little bit. It's okay though. I fell a little
So
bit.
cute, like
She
chunks
kind of
last
knocked.
week,
She
huh?
kind of knocked me down. But it's okay. It's okay. 'Cause I got back up and I
It sounds
started
like
pulling her.
you more than held your own. You hung in there.
I
Did it
tried.
change things?
She
After
wanted to
that?
fight me, and I had to defend myself. So then she started crying after,
Oh.
and she was bigger than me. She
Did the
started crying
did the
after.
bullying change after that?
I don't know. I was like, "Hey, you okay?" and stuff because I care. I was weird. I'm weird like that. I don't know.
You beat
After
her
we
up
got into a
and then
fight,
you asked
I
her, was
just-
she okay? Okay.
I don't know because she went in the stall after her friends were still in front of the door. I couldn't leave, so I said, "Hey, are you okay?" and stuff. And she
And
said,
you didn't
"Yeah,"
wanna
because we was
fight her.
friends earlier before that. We was friends, so that's what I
Okay.
said.
Got it.
And I
So
said, "Are you
guys
okay?"
were friends.
I said, "Are
and
you
then-
okay?" Yes. I'm sorry. I said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, let's like." She tied me up
Squash it.
after. Yeah, and then everything.
That's right, because if not,
Videos-
you're gonna get your ass beat again.
Yeah, videos started coming
Treating
out.
her like that.
Yeah, videos started coming out. Everybody was dabbing me up.
Wait, they took a
They
video?
was really dabbing me
They
up.
took a
They
video.
was like, "Hey, why you?" They was like, "Hey, why you
Yeah.
beat
It was
that girl
going
up
all
like
It was
that?"
viral.
Yeah.
I beat her up really bad.
She got like
But I guess she got
90,000
respect
hits.
from that because that's
It
so
was really
weird.
bad.
But it was
I'm
like, oh,
sorry.
now you get respect for doing that. It's,
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's not
It's
my
sad.
fault.
You know what's sad is that this is what social media, promotes, right?
Yeah.
It's realistically, it's all about
They
social
made an
media.
edit of me.
They what?
They made an edit
They made an
of me
edit.
fighting a girl, and I said that's so bad. That's so messy.
What do you mean
What
by
is
edit?
that? Edit.
So was it like
Like
they
a
were
fighting
was
edit.
it like them bullying that girl now? Was it a flip of
It was kind of like, oh, she
showing-
won you, like she beat you up,
showing
and
that
she
her
she
being-
she said because she fell, so that's why she didn't win.
Oh.
But I don't think so, because she got up after, and I still pulled her hair.
She's like,
I defend myself because she
No,
wanted to
yeah.
fight me.
Okay.
I
It's
said
Muhammad
no.
Ali.
I said no. I said no. I said I deny.
Yeah.
I refuse.
she's so
Mm.
cute.
I got blocked in the door, so I couldn't get out. Definitely, I'm not gonna take 3 girls. I can't win that. Okay.
She's so cute.
But like, I mean, and then the other girl wanted to fight me next. Like, she wants to fight me.
You have fight
But she didn't fight me. She didn't fight me
Get
because
paid.
I said no.
Yeah.
I said no again. She turned around because
Okay.
everybody pulled her back from me
Okay, there you
because
go.
I'm a good person.
There you go. You are.
'Cause that's why if people really didn't like me, they wouldn't have pulled her back.
Exactly.
And
So
it was
people know
my
that you're
cousin that
kind.
set me up with her. The girl from
Yeah.
the jumping situation. It was kind of like a jumping because even though they didn't step in, they
Yeah.
still was
Jumped in.
like blocking me from.
leaving.
Yeah, they was blocking me. It was 2
Yeah.
girls. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
No,
what happened.
I feel bad.
It's really
for you. I'm
bad.
so
Let's
sorry.
move on to positive.
She's so cute.
no,
Let's move on to
it's
positive.
just like it's real serious.
Yeah. But the good thing is that if there's other girls out there that are going through the same thing, hopefully they'll find the courage. One good thing is that she said was, I let my mom know, right? Which is, I think, so important because kids nowadays, they don't want to talk to their parents about these situations because they feel like, oh my God, like,
They're gonna get mad at me.
Yes.
They're gonna
Right.
blame it on me.
yes.
Right.
And say, "What did you do, though?"
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. But if there's one thing, if you're a parent, let your child know that it is okay for them to talk to you about these situations because no children should be bullied. No child should feel alone.
that.
No child should feel scared, right? Like
Right.
I
Like she
don't-
said, she would come home and cry.
Yeah.
My situation, I would come home and cried, and my mother told me, "Stop crying."
Oh.
If they come after you, if they put their hands on you, you give it to them.
Mhm.
But it takes courage, even if your parents tell you to do that, for you to do that because you look at the masses that's against you, and you feel like you're all alone, like you're sitting, like they would. When I would go eat lunch, going back when I was in school, I'll come with my food, and they'll go, "Oh, I think you should give us your food because you don't really need to eat anymore. It looks like you've eaten all day." And I was a closet eater. I was definitely a closet eater. My mother was a high fashion model, and she would try in her best way to try and get me not to eat because I love to eat. I mean, sweets. I would eat all kinds. I would sneak Captain Crunch and hide it in my room, and that's just what I did. It wasn't that I had a bad childhood or anything. It was just that's
the
I like to
outside.
eat.
Yeah.
It felt good to eat, and I kept gaining more and more weight because I wasn't very active.
But see, like, I think that possibly in your case, because what was going on in school, because food's comfort, right?
It is exactly.
It's comfort.
Exactly.
So when we hurt, what do we look for?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I didn't smoke weed, so
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you're not going to go
now
into
they
drugs,
smoke weed, but
if it's not drugs, sex is going to be food, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's usually the wrong food, and the calories add up, and you're not real active, and my metabolism was not quick, fast, or whatever. So, but I did as she did in 9th grade. I joined the swim team, lost weight, and then I thought I was fine, and it was nothing else nobody could say to me.
That's right, girl.
But yeah, so that's the whole thing is that it kids can be very, very mean. Like you were saying, parents, listen to your children. Actually pay attention to what's going on to your children. That's what you
Exactly.
need to do because you know your child, and if they're acting different, there's something going on, and talk to them. Let them know that they're okay to talk. I understand both parents out working now, and it's kind of hard. I get it, but children can't especially this generation. They really need guidance.
They sure do, because honestly, what's guiding them is all this social media. So I'm sensing here, like I can sense you want to say
We know,
something.
we know.
Go for it. Go for
I'm
it.
gonna
He's
say
like,
something. I'm also looking at my buddy over here, so I'm keying in on her. But what I was gonna, I'll say that I want to say, and then I want to hear you talk because I can feel that you have something to say. Is I agree. I think one thing that's really important, if you can, as a parent and with your kid, is to create a relationship that basically says, you know, I believe in you that you could do it, right? And giving the kid confidence, and that whatever the thing is, we could do it. Like we could do it together, right? So that the kid doesn't feel like alone, because that's what winds up happening. And then you're just like, you know, eating in the pantry, or hiding out and playing video games or whatever it is. It's an important thing to foster that relationship. Um, yeah, and another thing is like I noticed that you had something to say, and I wanted to like
Oh, yeah, because
let you say it.
it's all forms of bully. Because I think when I was coming to school, I got bullied too, but it wasn't like for weight, or it was more so of my skin complexion. They used to tease me all the time. When I was growing up, and I was already shy,
Mhm.
so it did take a effect on me. And her being similar to my color, I always encouraged her, like, no matter what, you're beautiful. People gonna say something, but as long as you believe that you are beautiful, that's all that matters. No matter
Yeah,
what anybody
it's
else say.
beautiful.
So, and I have other
Everybody's
children, but they
beautiful.
went through other things. It was just from, they didn't have a new pair of shoes on that was out, or their clothes didn't look, you didn't have the newest clothes. They were bullying them for that stuff. It made them
Oh, yeah.
feel bad.
Mhm.
Called, oh, you a bum because you don't have this. It's just so
Mhm.
many levels of bullying now. And it's like, but one thing I learned as being a parent, I always encourage to always talk to the kids. I'm like, I went through similar things like this, and just always keep strong mind. You come home, I love you. Don't pay attention to what they're gonna say stuff, and it's hard because they're like, well,
Right.
mom, I gotta go to school. I gotta go through this stuff. You don't. It's hard to ignore that and to try to be focused on school when you have somebody constantly antagonizing you and saying these things, and there's a group of people doing it. It's
that's
really,
hard.
it
And
is very
and
hard.
girls are a little harder than, of course, boys, right? Because you've been bullied before, right?
I've been bullied before, so
Mhm.
yeah,
Come on.
I can share a little bit about my experience, and I'll tell you what I think kind of worked and kind of what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
Which I don't know that I thought about this until just listening to you guys. Is I really think this is a confidence is really a big part of this.
Yes.
Is your own growth, your own path of being a confident person, and when you're a kid, you don't know, like you're not an adult, you're just figuring it out, and so you're rightfully not confident. You're discovering, and then when kids find that soft underbelly, right, like you're overweight or your skin complexion or you suck at sports or you're not that good at math, kids like kind of start to poke at that spot where you're not confident, and then they'll take advantage of it. And I would say I definitely had that. I mean, my two major experiences that I can share are I uh I was also diagnosed with ADHD as a kid. I took Ritalin for many years. I went to a private school in which I thought I was the dumbest kid there. I was certain. I was like, "You are the dumbest kid there."
Don't do that.
And then there were some kids that were like the smart kids, and they were like, "You're gonna be a garbage man. You're so dumb." And oh man, that really that got me. And then I believed it. I believed that I wasn't that smart. And then even until I graduated college, I couldn't relax until I had my diploma because I kept thinking I'm tricking them because I'm not actually that smart. Like the bullying really was that effective.
It really got to
Yeah.
you like that?
And then in
It
high
got to me
school,
like that too.
and I also I also had weight issues. I spent some time in the pantry and you know, going up and down the scales.
Was it stress eating?
No. I think for me there was a few things. Was my dad was a career guy and he was working 9 to 5 and he wasn't home. And I had sisters that needed my mother,
Mhm.
and so I was alone. And so I had a type of loneliness, and
Mm.
in my loneliness, I ate.
Right.
Right. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink.
Right.
I didn't.
Emotionally.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
comforting to eat.
Comfort.
Like, so I'd
Food
come
is
home, I'd play a
good.
lot of basketball. I played a lot of basketball, and then I'd eat.
Yeah.
So there was loneliness. I was a little bit overweight. I got made fun of for being overweight as a kid, and then I went to the fluke of my life. The fluke of my life is I went to a Catholic high school,
Mm.
and I'm not a Catholic. And so what happened was that my mother was a
That's funny.
Christian, and my dad was a non-practicing Jew. And I got made fun of for being a Jew in a Catholic
Oh
school.
wow.
And I don't know that the kids really were making fun of that at the time. You
Did
know,
they even
but
know what it
Right.
really is?
so I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at the time it was very real. At the time it was
It
like
felt.
it
right?
felt like you're calling me all these like derogatory terms
Mm.
and singling me out, and it was very effective, and I felt like a dog.
Mm.
I felt really singled out, and I was scared. There were different threats of me getting beat up, and they were often.
my
I stopped
God.
playing basketball the way I used to play. I started playing in this other way to not get made fun of, and it was a very painful experience. I was a better player than I ever showed when I was in high school because I was so afraid of being called like a selfish and greedy Jew and these kind of
Oh
things
my
that were coming
God.
at me, and
What
they were
is
coming
the
at me very often.
difference
Mhm.
from a Catholic? Like, what is a Catholic?
I thought the same thing, Charlotte. I was like, man, you guys are Catholic. You're supposed to be Christ-like. But all right.
Yeah, right?
Anyway, what I really think though, as an adult, I'm
Why did they
45.
judge you if they're supposed to be Catholic?
Well, that's
They're not really Catholic if they judged you. Or if you felt like you was being judged by them, there's probably the truth. They're not really Catholic religion.
maybe.
They
I mean,
probably-
I don't know. What I think as an adult is that they found the spot where I was a scared, kind of unconfident
Right.
person, and it's true. Like
Yeah.
I was
They poked
around
the
these
bear.
people that were that were all of the same culture,
Mm-hmm.
that knew the prayers and knew all the rituals, and I didn't know it, and so I felt really anxious about that, and I think that they kind of found out, and then they could just kind of poke at it, and they
Poke
were
the
really
bear.
it really worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
probably jealous
listening
of
was
you.
like, I really think that for kids, it's their own journey of confidence, because if you're confident, it's like, all right, you don't like how I wear my makeup. Okay, well, then don't do your makeup like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do mine like this.
Yeah.
But if you're not confident yet, then it really hits,
I think you're right about that.
Yes,
Because
well-
I find out that even as an adult, because I'm so quiet and shy, everybody just tends to just kind of like picking
Poke on
me
you
to,
for,
and
like-
that's what it is because
your
I'm
soft
just,
spot.
yeah, they're like, oh, she's not saying anything. And
Right.
it's like until I warm up and like, oh, okay, now. But I think as a kid, they're doing that and then they take it a different way. Like they start antagonizing and stuff.
See, one of
Because-
my friends, she wrote a book and she got teased a lot because of her skin color, Dominique.
Mm-hmm.
And she says it on her book. It's really sad.
Mhm.
But, I would love to keep on going here, but we got to wrap it up. Steve?
Yeah.
this is
That
a-
went
yeah,
very, very fast.
That
My
went
name is
really
Steve.
quick. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
it-
Thank you
it-
guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
It was nice
Thank
meeting you, Lou
No,
and
and
Steve.
Your stories were so good. They're great, and I'm
So maybe,
sorry.
Louise, I would like I know we're going to close it, but like
Yes.
maybe if each person could briefly say something that they got out of the conversation or something that's like important to know about bullying.
Absolutely.
You don't have to take that opportunity, but I think just for the viewers to kind of get one last little snippet of like what the juice was tonight. What do you think it was?
Like, it's hard. Okay, so for me, it's going to be hard because I've never been bullied ever.
Because you were the bully.
Actually, because I grew up with my older brothers, so
Mhm.
I never allowed it to happen. I would be like, "You're crazy." As a matter of fact, my
But what
sister,
you're saying is that you were confident to fight.
I was. Oh
you had
yeah,
these brothers that
yeah,
you were wrestling around with.
yeah. That
And
beat
so,
me up.
and so when the smoke came at you, you're like, all right,
Yeah, because
I know how to play that game.
Yes,
And you were confident.
totally. Like, so when my sister got bullied one time, she was crying and she had my cousin go look for me. And my cousin's like, "Oh my God, your sister's getting picked on." And so I ran out of the class, looked for my sister, and this guy was picking on her, like a guy. And I was so upset. I literally ripped him. I grabbed him from the back and I choked him out. And anyways, it turned out to a dust cloud because it was like on the street where there was dirt. My dad had to literally like pull me, like peel me off this guy. But because I didn't like that.
Right.
The point is, do not bully anybody out there, you guys. No bullying. Zippo, nada, zilch. Because you know what? People have feelings. Steve has feelings. He didn't deserve to get bullied. Charlotte has feelings. Charlotte #1 and Malone. Don't you ever be bullying my Malone.
Any final words from you guys before we close it out? Anything that's kind of important to say?
Well, what I have to say, what I think is important is that like you said, being confident. Don't let the bullies make you not love yourself, because loving yourself is the most important thing in the world.
Yep.
And so because someone else don't like you or don't like what you do or what you look like, don't let that stop you from moving forward in life.
Correct.
Yeah, I totally agree with the confidence. Once you it's like you're standing up for yourself. A lot of times when people don't see that, they go for it. But
Right.
if you already have that confidence and saying like, hey, right when they even try it, it gets cut off completely. So the confidence, I'm going for that for sure. And self-love, that's a key thing. That's very important. You have to love yourself.
I think it's important that
Mhm.
these kids really trust the parents and let them know what's going on. And the parents really need to focus on their children, their mannerisms, their characteristics, the everyday. We know our kids, we know what they like, what they do, how they move, how they walk, how they smile. If there's a change in that, talk to your children. It's very important. Speak to them, guys.
So I think it's maybe some final juice, and maybe on another night we talk about like how do you help the bully,
Yes.
as a little movie preview to you guys out there. But I think the final thing that I want to put together is, as a parent, again, I think the more that you can just see that you got this like kid who is finding their way, they're confident in some things and they're not confident in others, and being able to tell them that you love them and that they can do it, and that you're willing to do it with them, that you're a team, that you will help them along the way. And I think if you're a kid, right, and you're watching this, or maybe your parent is watching, like you're seeing, okay, this is the soft underbelly, or the area where my kid is not confident. Is if you're a kid, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm not confident. In fact, I'm miles from confident. Like I'm freaked out. If you're feeling that way, it's important to just start there. Say, I'm freaked out. I'm not confident. I'm really insecure. And then if you're a parent, just go, thank you for telling me that. And now let's start working on, let's see if you can get more confident in this area, so that when it comes up, you're feeling more able to kind of do what you need to do in those tough spots. So that's what I have. You got one last one? Then we gotta get out of
I
here,
have
right?
one
We gotta
last
get out of
one
here.
and we get out of here. So a lot of people don't believe in using therapists, and I think their therapy is very good. And I think if there is a situation as a parent, some parents don't know how to work with the situations. Go on and take your kids, you and your kid go to
Absolutely.
therapy.
Yeah,
Find a
that's
good
true.
therapist.
That's a good point.
Steve is a pretty good therapist.
Yeah.
So super good.
Thank you.
Well, my daughter,
I accept compliments on that. Listen,
well, like I said in the beginning, my daughter, she had a therapist. I got her a therapist as well. But I also talk to her a lot. That is
Good.
very important. A lot of parents, sometimes parents don't know how. So, and that's an issue. Even if a child comes to them, they shut out the. That's why having a therapist come into that situation will help the parent and the child.
Correct.
extra juice. And if you're a parent and you know that you don't know, just say, I don't know what to do.
I'll call Steve.
And then ask for some help.
Right.
It's
Right.
okay
We'll call
that
Steve.
you're not made of solid gold. You don't have to
Right.
say like I'm like, parent of the year.
Right.
Right.
I know everything. It's okay to be like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yes.
Right? That's super smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Very smart. You're smiling over there, Solomon. Are you okay? Yeah, he's all
It's time to shut her
Oh,
down.
sorry.
Time to go.
Well,
Send us out. Lou.
okay, so
It's time to go.
it's time to go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Before I go, I completely forgot really quick. I need to say thank you to my day one Francine for my pretty little piece here that I've
Oh,
been
that's
wearing.
cute.
Can
And
really
it's
show
from-
those feet?
I know, sorry guys, but I want to give a shout out to Trinkets of Plenty, you guys, and they're on Instagram. Thank you very much for
That's
my
pretty.
little
That is pretty.
jewelry wear. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
I've
Would
been-
it look real nice with the dress I got you?
I was gonna wear that, but it didn't fit.
Yeah, we'll talk about
that later. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, because when this airs, it'll be Monday. All right, guys. Peace. Thank you very much. Don't forget to
Bye.
subscribe,
Guys.
like, and follow.
Yes.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching and listening. It truly means the world to me. If you enjoy the show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe at Let Loose with Lou on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify.